Hello, my name is Dexter-B-Jenkins, and I am your faith-based financial mentor. And I'll be answering a question today: how do you make a financial comeback? And I believe at some point in our lives, all of us are going to have to make a comeback financially. I mean, you may be making a comeback maybe because you went through a divorce, or maybe loss of a job or a business, or maybe you got sick and some medical bills. But whatever the reason is, you find yourself having to make a comeback. And so I want to answer that question today. And my tips and my principles I'm going to share with you has come over the last 2 decades as I have worked in the financial services industry, selling life insurance and investments. I also currently operate as a real estate entrepreneur and as well as a pastor. So keep in mind that as I'm talking to you over the next few minutes, that these principles will come for that. So let's answer that question: how to make a financial comeback. Principle number 1 is this: do not let fear overwhelm you. You ask yourself this question: have you ever made a bad decision when you were afraid? And all of us have done that. And so 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7 says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." And so you're going to need a sound mind as you are going through making your financial comeback. If you're maybe in a deep financial hole, you're digging yourself out of a hole, you're going to need sound decisions, sound making, and fear destroys your rational thinking and get rid and destroys all financial intelligence. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that you want to assess where you are. Well, if I want to go to financial independence or wealth, I got to get a sense of where I'm at. So during my assessment, I'm asking myself a number of questions. The first question I'm asking myself, so this could be 2A, is I'm asking myself, are my basics covered? So that's my food, my clothing, my shelter, and my transportation. That's what I define as your basics. So I want to make sure that's covered. So that's my base. So that's 2A. But then in 2B, I want to ask myself, the next question is this: I want to make sure that I have an unexpected expense fund, which simply means that life happens. The car needs some brakes or needs a tune-up or whatever it may be, or kids may come to you and say, "Dad, I need an extra couple $100 for this that you didn't plan on, or a bill show that you didn't expect to come in." Well, what happens is if you have an unexpected expense fund, it covers that and doesn't throw you off your spending plan. So you want to make sure you have that. And you may be asking, how much should I have in it? Well, typically you want to get to 3 to 6 months your income, of your expenses, which can be a lot of money. So what I say is the first thing you want to try to do is get to how fast, this is a question you ask yourself, how fast can I get to $1,000? And then you build from that. And the tip I give people is that if you put away minimum of $20 a week, over 52 weeks, that will be $1,040. So that's just you doing that. Over a year period, you'd have $1,040 saved. And then what if your wife does it or your spouse does it? Now you doubling up. Now you got $2,000. So that's a nice way of being able to get yourself moving. So I'm making sure that I have the unexpected expense fund going for myself. Then I'm asking myself, are there some areas that I can cut? Well, why do I need to cut some things? Well, I'm making a comeback. I gotta get lean and mean during this time. So I'm cutting some things. So maybe I'm checking out, if I still have cable, checking that out. Maybe I'm cutting down my cell phone bill, gym membership, subscription. See, I need to look where I can cut. Well, I'm cutting so I can redirect. As we're making this financial comeback, some things I need to cut in order to get there. And then the last question I'm asking myself, are there any conversations that I may need to have with people? Well, there are conversations I may need to have with my lender if I have a mortgage, or with my landlord, or with my employees, whatever it may be. I don't want to bury my head in the sand during this time. I want to have these conversations that will allow me to make this financial comeback. So that's number 2. Number 3 is I want to expect God to direct me as I'm making my financial comeback. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. By the way, as I say, Proverbs is the best financial book ever written. But 5 and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. If you acknowledge him in all your ways, he will direct your path." So I'm expecting God to direct me as I'm making my financial comeback. Why? Because he knows where all the financial resources are. I like 1 Kings chapter 17, where the prophet Elijah is in the middle of a famine, and God directs him 2 times between verses 2 and 10 on how to get to where the financial resources are. So the same way he directed Elijah, I'm expecting him to direct me. Number 4, which is my favorite, by the way. Now it's time for me, I'm making my financial comeback. I need to mind what's on the inside of me. See, wealth is an inside out thing. And so I'm minding what God has placed on the inside of me. So what I need to do is I need to begin to take the time to create some stuff. Maybe I got a book in me or a business idea in me, a song, or whatever, a play, whatever it may be. It's time to get creative. I'm going to make my comeback. Hey, normally it's going to be God has placed something on the inside of me that's going to allow me to be creative. Like when Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18 said that God has given me the power to produce wealth or to create wealth. Well, I need to mind that right now. So it's time to create. It's time to learn. I may need to learn something new during this time. I may need to go get my skills refreshed, learn some new things. I may need to learn how to take on something totally different. I may need to learn how to get into real estate. I'm a real estate guy. I may need to learn how to get into real estate, buy houses and flip houses, whatever it may be. I need to learn something new, stocks or whatever it may be. And then I may need to expand. See, I may be already doing something, but now may be the time for me to get aggressive with my expansion. Well, I can do that if I'm cutting back some things and getting lean. Now I can move forward with my expansion. But now, don't forget, you want to be able to mind the thing that God has placed on the inside of you during this season. I look at Jeremiah 29:6. It's a great verse to talk about that. Number 5 is this. You want to sow your time, your talent, and your treasure. Well, sowing activates receiving. Giving activates receiving. Sowing activates reaping, giving activates receiving. And so you want to be a person who gives your time, your talent, and your treasure during this time. The tendency is when you're trying to make a financial comeback is not to do that, but you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up as you give to receive. Obviously, your motives have to be right, so you always guard those, but I'm a tither. I teach tithing and things of that nature. Well, if you're a person who tithes and a person who gives, that's allowing you to receive. Genesis 8:22, you can look at that, says, as long as the earth remains, there will be seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and all those things. It will never cease. So this is a law that as you get involved in it, your seed holds the key to your future, and it will allow you to begin to make a financial comeback. And then the last thing is this. You want to maintain a this shall pass attitude, which simply means this. You've been through tough times before, you're gonna get through this again. And so as you've got through those tough times in the past, you're gonna get through these tough times this time too. And if you maintain that type of attitude, it will allow you to make a financial comeback. I hope these principles have been helpful to you. And I'm encouraging you to go over to Dexter-B-Jenkins.com. Over there, we have other wealth building strategies and tips for you that will allow you to make a financial comeback and thrive and prosper. Until next time, be blessed, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.